to Storytime. It's Take the Library to Your Child Week, so today we're reading books all about the library. But before we can start reading them, let's sing our Open Shut Them song. Put your hands like this. Ready? Open, shut them, give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, put them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, crawl them, right up to your chin, chin, chin. Creep them, crawl them to your little mouth, but do not let them in. Okay. Our first book is called Such a Library, a Yiddish folktale reimagined. Words by Jill Ross Nadler, pictures by Esther Vandenberg. And it's published by Intergalactic Afikomen. Stevie sat in a big comfy chair in the corner of the Whisper Oaks Public Library. Ah, quiet. With 3 brothers, 2 sisters, and a baby at home, Stevie's house was never quiet. That's why he comes to the library to read. But as Stevie opened his book, he heard pages turning, whoosh, swoosh, computer keys tapping, clack, click, and the storyteller saying, "Once upon a time." "This library is too noisy," said Stevie. He tiptoed to the librarian, misunderstood. "Excuse me," Stevie whispered. "Pages are turning, keys are tapping, and the storyteller is once upon a timing. It's like a party in here." I don't know if I would say that. "A party," said Misunderstood. "Wonderful idea." She opened a book and hundreds of colorful balloons flew from the pages, followed by children with hats and horns. Now Stevie heard pages turning, whoosh, whoosh, keys tapping, clack, click, horns blowing, whoop, toot, and the storyteller saying, "Once upon a time." Those kids can be pretty noisy if they're having a party. "Excuse me," said Stevie a tiny bit louder. "Yes," said Misunderstood. "Well," said Stevie, "this library is turning into a zoo." "Outstanding idea." Misunderstood opened the book, and 2 monkeys, 3 snakes, a seal, and a kangaroo climbed, slithered, flopped, and hopped out onto the floor. There's the seal, the snakes, and the kangaroo. And there's chickens shaking maracas. Now Stevie heard pages turning, whoosh, swoosh, keys tapping, clack, click, horns blowing, whoop, toot, monkeys screeching, ooh, ee, and the storyteller saying, "Once upon a time." "Excuse me," said Stevie even louder this time. "This library is a circus." What will the librarian do now? Stupendous idea. Misunderstood opened the book. What do you think will come out now? Maybe a circus? Trapeze? Stevie groaned as an acrobat cartwheeled out. There he is, along with 2 jugglers, a trapeze artist, and a tiny car stuffed with clowns. Now Stevie heard pages turning, whoosh, whoosh, keys tapping, clack, click, horns blowing, whoop toot, monkeys screeching, ooh, ee, clowns beeping, ahooga, and the storyteller saying, once upon a time. Poor Stevie couldn't take it anymore. "Excuse me," he shouted. Misunderstood looked up. "Oh, Stevie, I didn't hear you." With all the pages turning, keys tapping, horns tooting, monkeys screeching, clowns beeping, and the storyteller once upon a timing. "That's what I've been trying to tell you," Stevie yelled. "This library is too noisy." I have to agree with Stevie this time. Misunderstood frowned. "Now, Stevie, there's no need to shout. This is a library after all." She opened the book and the children, balloons, monkeys, seal, kangaroo, snakes, acrobat, jugglers, ringmaster, trapeze artist, and clowns marched, flew, climbed, flopped, hopped, slithered, cartwheeled, juggled, stepped, swung, and zoomed back into the book, into their pages. She handed the book to Stevie. He took it to his chair and sat down. As he read, he heard pages turning, whoosh, whoosh, computer keys tapping, clack, click, and the storyteller saying, once upon a time. Stevie smiled. Ah, quiet. And the storyteller said, the end. The end. Okay, now we're going to do some songs and rhymes about the library and books. And the first one goes, the more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. Read short books and tall books and big books and small books. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Okay, and the second one goes, I love books and they love me. I get them free at the library. Read them once, read them twice. Library books are oh so nice. And it's true. And these animals are wild about books. And it's written by Judy Sierra with pictures by Mark Brown. And published by Alfred A. Knopf. It started the summer of 2002 when the Springfield librarian, Molly McGrew, by mistake drove her bookmobile into the zoo. Molly opened the door and she let down the stair, turned on the computer, and sat in her chair. At first, all the animals watched from a distance, but Molly could conquer the strongest resistance. By reading aloud from the good Dr. Seuss, she quickly attracted a mink and a moose, a wombat, an oryx, a lemur, a lynx, 8 elephant calves, and a family of skinks. Who doesn't love Dr. Seuss? In a flash, every beast in the zoo was stampeding to learn all about this new something called reading. Forsaking their niches, their nests, and their nooks, they went wild, simply wild, about wonderful books, choosing thin books and fat books and Cat in the Hat books, and new books and true books, and heaps of how-to books. Look, the monkey has a banana cookbook. The crocodiles are reading Peter Pan, and the elephant's reading Dumbo. Giraffes wanted tall books, and crickets craved small books, Well, geckos could only read stick-to-the-wall books. The pandas demanded more books in Chinese. Molly filled their requests, always eager to please. She even found waterproof books for the otter, who never went swimming without Harry Potter. Oh, one of my favorite books. Raccoons read alone and baboons read in bunches, and llamas read dramas while eating their lunches. The Grass Menagerie. Hyenas shared jokes with the red-bellied snakes, and they howled and they hissed till their funny bones ached. A tree kangaroo who adored Nancy Drew began solving mysteries right there at the zoo, such as, why are the bandicoots' books overdue? Did he lose them? Gently, Molly taught lessons in treating books right, for the boa constrictor squeezed Crictor too tight. Baby bunnies mucked up Goodnight Moon with their paws, and giant termites devoured the Wizard of Oz. Oh no, they're eating the book. And Bear's love of books was completely outrageous. They licked all the pictures right off the pages. Well, who doesn't like a picture of pie? It looks so good. Tasmanian devils found books so exciting that soon they had given up fighting for writing. They made up adventures so thrilling and new that the others decided to be authors too. Pythons wrote with their tails, penguins wrote with their bills, and porcupines wrote with their very own quills. At the new insect zoo, bugs were scribbling haiku. The scorpion gave each a stinging review. I dig for treasure in my enchanted castle, a rotten apple. He says it's boring though. As the cheetah's new novel began to take shape, he read chapters each night to the Barbary ape. And although the gazelle couldn't spell very well, like everyone else, she had stories to tell. Imagine the hippo's enormous surprise when her memoir was given the Zulitzer Prize. With so many new books, Molly knew what to do. She hired 12 beavers, a stork, and a gnu to build a branch library there at the zoo. Then the animals cried, "We can do it ourselves. We can check the books out. We can put them on shelves." And they did, and they do, up to this very day. 3 cheers for the Zoobrary, hip hip hooray. Built their own library. When you visit the zoo now, you surely won't mind if the animals seem just a bit hard to find. They are snug in their niches, their nests, and their nooks, going wild, simply wild about wonderful books. The end. Okay, let's sing our goodbye song. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends and wave goodbye like this. Bye everyone. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.